love you, and I'm happy we finna be on this journey. Let's do it. So it was the end of 2010. My cousin Jarvis Roberts, matter of fact, he was he had a date with Tyra, and yeah, he had a date with Tyra, and
real specific.
She went with like some of her family and friends, and he was by himself. So of course he tell me, he's like, "Hey, bro, come with me," you know. So went out to the movies, and while I was in the movie, it was a bunch of kids in the front, so they were like making a lot of noise and everything like that. So I got frustrated, and I told Jarvis, I was like, well, I'm gonna just wait in the lobby for a little while. I'll come back in after a while. And so I left out, and I ran into, you know, a guy she considers her brother, DeMarcus Barty. We and him played football together, so we already had like a little bond or whatever. And we got, first we was talking about football and everything else, and then he just ended up saying, yeah, I'll meet my sisters out here. So still at this time, I'm still, you know, I'm still not thinking anything at this time. I mean, you know, me looking at Barty, I'm like, okay, big, swole, dark-skinned dude. He made my sister look just like him. You know, I'm like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, nah, you know. Like, so I'm not even thinking that way at the time. And then I seen her and her sister walking up. So I was like, dang. So I was like, dang, who is that? And he was like, oh, they're my sisters. And I was like, oh, like that. So he was like, well, the dark-skinned one, she with someone. But the other one, he's not someone, she's single. Before I could even ask the question, so I'm like, dang, you know. So I was like, cool, because I was looking at the dark skin anyway. I mean, the light skin anyway. So, so pretty much she came in. DeMarcus, he introduced me to them, and he kind of was like, you know, he kind of slipped next to me and bumped me. He was like, hey, come in the movie with us. So I'm like, all right, cool, forget it, you know. So went in the movie with him. And she say I was aggravating her.
He was.
But
he talked the whole time he was there. It was a pity thing. I gave him my number so he would shut up, to be completely honest.
Hey, but at the end of the day, where you at? Alright. But yeah, we chatted a little bit in the movie. She walked me out. We exchanged numbers, and it just went from there. Yeah. The craziest part about it though, neither of us was supposed to be there that night. Cause Jarvis dragged me out the house. Like, I wasn't going nowhere. Like, Jarvis dragged me out the house, and then she was on punishment. Like,
I was a troubled little person back in high school.
You got in trouble. You weren't trouble. Yeah.
And my parents, they you know, they real headstrong. When they say something, that's what they mean. And I begged. He begged, I begged. My sister, we all was like, come on, let me go. And at the last minute, they was like, all right, fine. They were already out the door, him and my sister. And they agreed, and I think I got dressed in like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I was even looking attractive because I just threw clothes on.
Yeah.
Because it was my first time at the house in like 2 months. No lie. Because my parents is not having that. He proposed on Father's Day, which is crazy. Because I was trying to do something for him, something out the box. We never went on a picnic. So I thought a little Father's Day picnic, that'll be nice. So we went out to Grassy Pond, me, him, and our baby. And he told everybody before, so everybody knew except me, which I guess that's how it's supposed to be. But when they got there, I had an attitude because I'm like, why did you invite all them? I'm sitting here trying to do something nice for you, something different, and you invited 17 folks for what? Like, I mean, a complete attitude. And then where we were sitting was ants. And so we had to shift, and the whole time we were moving, I'm pouting like, why did you invite them? Like, I mean, that's my people and your people, but still, you know, I wanted to be here, you know, little family time. I think that was our first time being out, you know, because of COVID, being out, you know, just together. And I'm like, well, there that go out the window. I mean, and when everybody was walking up, I think I had my arms folded because I was upset. I'm like,
You did.
Hey y'all. Hey Dad, happy Father's Day, but why are you here? And then everybody started pulling out their phones, and I'm like, what are y'all doing? At first I thought they was picking at me because I was pouting, because they pick at me sometimes because of my attitude, but
But by this time, she didn't even notice I had slipped behind her and I was on her knees. So she's just like, she's sitting here pouting, looking at them like, what y'all got your phones out for? And then I think it took her about it probably took you about 5 seconds to realize what was really going on. You was like,
my sister gave it away because my sister is a crier.
She started crying.
And she pulled her phone out and was like, and I was like, oh,
she couldn't even record because she was crying. So, yeah. Big baby. Yeah.
And at that point, I was like, oh, okay. And I turned around and then I saw him and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
You get a few. Yes, I cried.
She cried so hard she couldn't even.
I didn't want to show my face because I was crying.
She couldn't even say yes out her mouth. I just knew she was saying yes.
I didn't say yes?
I just, like, you shook your head. You was like, you couldn't even open your mouth and say nothing. So, yeah, it was. But my reasoning for doing it that day, because I knew that was the one day she wouldn't think I would do something for her. So, you know. Yeah,
no lie, I thought he was gonna propose to me on Mother's Day, and I was so disappointed that he didn't propose to me.
And see,
and I was so disappointed. Like I had an attitude because I did not get a ring for Mother's Day. And then he was gloating like, "Oh, I got you something special." I'm like, "That's my ring." And he came back with something, and I was like, "Thanks." Right? I was all happy in the bed, get butterflies and stuff, and he come back.
Yeah,
oh, thanks.
Cause like,
thanks, sweetie, but
like when I first purchased the ring. The first person I even called, like, well, my dad, my sister, and one of my friends, like, my sister's standing next to me. I'm on FaceTime with my dad and Tamarkin. I'm on FaceTime with them, and I'm trying to pick out a ring. So the lady put up, like, 4 different rings in front of me. She's like, okay, this one, she's like, well, this one, does she wear a lot of this color? No, she don't really wear a lot of that. This, that. So I just was getting frustrated because I'm like, oh my God, like, can I just, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up finding the perfect one that I felt like, you know, she would like. I ended up finding the perfect one. And then as soon as I purchased the ring, I went straight to her house. Like, I called her dad because I knew she wasn't over there. So I called her dad. I'm like, hey, I say, where you at? He was like, I'm home. I was like, well, look. He's like, I said, you there by yourself? He said, yeah. He said, well, in about 5 minutes, walk outside. You know what I'm saying? He was like, okay, I like that. So I pull up and, you know, me and him have a conversation and everything like that. And, you know, I asked him and, like, it's like he lit up. Like, he lit up instantly. Like, you know, he lit up instantly. He was like, of course, like, no doubt about it. You know, like, you could have asked me this 3 years ago, I would have been like, fine, you know, like that. So, yeah, it turned out perfect. It turned out perfect, man. Like, exactly, it actually turned out better than what I thought. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of a more upbeat person, so for me it'll be, I mean, I love you, and I'm happy we finna be on this journey. Let's do it. I mean, simple. It's simple. Why you looking at me like that? You see, y'all, that's the thing. Y'all want something that's not natural.
I wanted something
y'all wanted fairy tale stuff.
I want the fairy tale.
It's not fairy tale.
Well, I would say you are the light that lights up my world.
Like
when I go to sleep, I see you. That was real force. But
exactly. See? That's what I'm saying.
Y'all live together, so.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, you gonna see me regardless. You gonna see me like.
No, I mean, I could say, honestly, about time. I mean, I know that's not really lovey-dovey, but honestly, about time.
I would rather for you to say that and then to say this big old fairy tale thing. Like, that's natural. I can picture you saying, about him time.
And I might say that.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Pastor. Damn. 10 years, sir.
Hey, look.
10 years.
Look, but year 10, I made it what?
whatever.
Made it the best one, right? All right then. So, yeah.
He did a little something.